245 horsepower, 1 horsepower per cubic inch. And that was the standard engine and the only engine available in the 57 DeSoto Adventure. Here's a 57 Buick Century convertible. 57 Chevy Couch. And this is a 57 Lincoln Mark II two-door hardtop. Never made these in a convertible. There was one show car convertible made. But this cost Ford Motor Company more to build than they sold for. So actually it was a promotional car, but boy, what a great piece of machinery here. 57 Lincoln Mark II convertible. This has a 368 cubic inch Lincoln motor that was available in the Mercury as a turnpike cruiser option. 57 Rambler cross country wagon. And I guess Pam and Mel and Pam Tillis were here, and Pam Tillis said that this was her favorite car here at the museum. 57 Rambler cross country wagon. 57 Pontiac Star Chief Transcontinental wagon there. And a 57 Bonneville convertible, one of 632 made. Right there, they had the fuel-injected 347 in it. 57 Dodge Custom Sierra wagon. 9-passenger, which is the Sierra Spectator. Spectator made it. I mean, and it was a 9-passenger. They also made a 6-passenger wagon, too. 57 Hudson Hornet Hollywood. They made 483 of these. That's all it was built. They have a 327, and folks, it's not a Chevy engine. That's an AMC engine. The Nash also had that engine available. And here's the Nash right next door. Brother and sister. 57 Nash Ambassador Custom Country Club, two-door hardtop. This also has that same 327 engine, which is not a Chevy engine, folks. It's an AMC engine, which they made in different. They made a 250 cubic inch, a 287, and 327. And they kept that engine all the way through 66 in the Ramblers and AMCs, and then they went to the newer variety engines. 57 DeSoto Fireflight convertible. This is also powered by a DeSoto Hemi. 295 horsepower, 341 Hemi. DeSoto Fireflight 8. Beautiful color. Yep. '57 GMC here, right? This has an automatic in it, and I believe this is the Pontiac engine in here. 316, 347. Okay. They did have a 316.5 or a 317. That was probably variable in the 56 models.
That would be a very fancy truck.
You better believe it was. It's a very, very, very fancy truck today, Ply. Even fancier today than it was when it was new. But yeah, in its day.
Fancier.
Absolutely. 57 Buick Super convertible. They had 4 Buick convertibles in '57. Special, Century, and a little bit bigger body, Super, and Roadmaster. This is a Super here. They all had the nailhead, the 364 cubic inch.
I'll give them 2,600 and they can make a profit.
Here's a Chevy El Morocco. You remember these, Fly? This is the baby Cadillac. There's a Coachworks. You know, see, it tells Poor Man's Cadillac. Here it is off if you want to read it. Poor Man's Cadillac. Maybe you saw it here, Ply. Let's see, the company. But anyhow, they basically a Chevrolet, and they made in a couple different body styles: a two-door hardtop, a convertible, and the four-door hardtop is the rarest. I think they only made like a half a dozen of them. And Bob had one of those on consignment at this museum here a couple of years ago. I don't see it here today. just on loan. Here's a beautiful two-tone turquoise 57 New Yorker convertible. Gosh. I love that two-tone turquoise color combination. My 57 Dodge, I think I want to do a lot with the same combination on my custom Royal convertible. Or actually, it's a Corvette convertible. I cheated and made it a custom Royal. He only made 1,000 of these. This has a 392 Hemi. That's what was a standard engine in these New Yorkers with a single 4-barrel. Well, here in Branson, Missouri, at 57 Heaven Museum, made up of nothing but 1957 automobiles, American made. 57 Fireflight convertible again, and the Nash and Hudsons. Popcorn for 25 cents. How do you like that? Ply, you want a Butterfinger? $5 or 5 cents. 5 cents. There you go.
I love
You get change for a quarter, and you still like them. The candy bars you get for 5 cents right now have worms in them. Neil, how's she going? Fantastic. Doesn't get much better. The Star Chief Transcontinental wagon, Star Chief Safari, Transcontinental. They had the luggage rack and the anodized kind of trim panel on the back there. About 1,000 of them. This is a 57 Bonneville convertible. 630 built. There you go. Fuel injection, 347. First year for the Bonneville. Actually, they made a concept car in '54. Pontiac Bonneville, kind of much a sequel to the Corvette. But the first production Bonneville was 57 here. They have a Continental kit on them and the fuel injected 347. Here's a Star Chief convertible. And this one here has tri-power to 290 horse 347. 3 2-barrels. Here we are. They made a few of them, about 13,000 of them. There's the information on 57 Pontiac Star Chief convertible. Ply, an awesome collection, right? That won't be around here very long. October 25th, the 24th of this year, Meekum will come in here and they'll auction all this stuff off. But hey, we had a chance to, nothing lasts forever. We had a chance to enjoy this while it was here. You see this 57 Nomad, that's a hardtop wagon, but it's not a two-door hardtop wagon. The Mercury that you saw in there had separate back windows on it. Mercury was the only true two-door hardtop station wagon in '57. '57 International A100 pickup here. It was an anniversary, gold. Here again, Bob Schmidt, curator of this great museum here, and Bob now has his own little restoration shop, a little mini museum down the road.
Yeah, and it's called Fins and Tin.
Fins and Tin.
And I don't have it up yet, but it's going to have a quarter panel of a '57 DeSoto on there with fins and tin on.
I hope you use a rusty one and patch it for the wall and not use a good one that could be put on a car, right, Bob?
I was thinking to take one of these quarter panels. Because I'm mad it's going away. You are, yeah.
Good seeing you. We'll see you later, Bob. Thanks again for all of this here.
Thank you.
Here's some, hey, crooks, look here. Crooks, rum soaked croquettes. Why don't you grab one of those from your Clyde?
Yeah, a hankering for a croquette.
Yeah. Here they are, folks. 57 Heaven Museum here. 57 Dodge swept side pickup.
I can't believe it's that time already.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a watch on you, you wouldn't have to worry about what time it is. You're retired. Throw that watch away.
Yeah.
You had enough time restraints when you were working. 57 Plymouth Fury. It's only made one color, gold anodized trim, one engine available in this car only. 318 with twin fours. 290 horsepower. They call it the Fury V800. And it was optional, and all dual quads were optional. All model Plymouths in 57, but the Fury had this engine as a standard power. 57 Buick Special convertible. And this Plymouth, isn't this mint green look beautiful? And Plymouth came standard with, the Belvedere's came standard with a 301 motor, which is basically, it's a smaller bore 318. And it also was available with that Fury V800 engine if you so wanted to pay a couple $100 more. They also made a smaller version of 277. 57 Dodge again, owned by Rich Seppi or Count Asiago. It's got the exhaust deflectors out the back there. Optional. And a 57 DeSoto fire sweep shopper station wagon here. 57 Studebaker Golden Hawk here. It's had a Paxton supercharger. They made 4,300 of these. 275 horsepower, 289. Paxton supercharger. 57 Studebaker Golden Hawk. And this car is an unrestored car here. This is a 57 New Yorker station wagon. This also has the 392 Hemi in it. Made 1,391. The first year the 392 was built. And this car is an unrestored car with 68,000 actual miles. The 6-passenger model. They also made a 9-passenger version too. Unrestored car here. Gosh, it's a beautiful car. Memorabilia of the 50s. An unrestored 57 Ford Country sedan wagon here. And 57 T-Bird with the E engine, E-code engine. That's a 312 dual quad, 275 horse. 2 Holley 4 barrels. 300 horse was also available with supercharged, McCullough supercharger in 1 4 barrel. And I believe this car here has that engine in it. One has, I forget which one. One is a supercharged car. Let's see here. Yeah, this one here is a Fairlane 500 Sunliner. This has the 312 with twin fours, just like the T-Bird, 270 horse. And then this one here has a supercharged 300 horse 312. It's a Skyliner, first year for the hardtop convertible. And here it is right here. McCullough Paxton supercharger. I guess McCullough bought out Paxton about this time. 312, 300 horse. 3-speed overdrive. Wow, this thing was a pretty rare car with that engine option. And we couldn't have made a handful of them. And here's a 57 Ranchero. And this one's kind of unique. It's got, I think, factory air and power windows. And the 312 single 4, the standard 245 horse. Yeah, it's got some very unique options in it, I believe. And a 57 Ford F100 pickup here. To the 272 V8 in a nice light yellow and white. And there the officer is reprimanding a prisoner there. And he says, I don't allow any smoking in here. You need a butt, you go out in the yard. Here again, the 57 model kitchen. Pink and light green, I remember that myself. That dates me. 57 Mack fire truck here. Supply, we've had a nice tour through the museum here. And maybe it's about time to hit the 57 grill, right, Brian? Yeah. Brian Frank here, our club secretary. Hit the 57, yep, we got to keep our good pear-shaped physiques, right, Brian? You know, that happens. Yeah, we'll catch you folks later here, and hope you've enjoyed the viewing here, because this is the last time this museum is going to be in existence here. Next month it's going to be history. Or, if the right person buys it, right, Brian, it could be in position somewhere else in the country or world. It'd be nice to see it kept together. Bob Schmidt put a lot of work putting this thing together here and restoring these cars. Awesome, half of a lifetime of work. Here's upstairs of 57 Heaven here, and here's a shop here you can buy stuff. And here's a 57 Heaven grill. Let's go have a bite. Morning, Andy. There's our club news publisher there, and
I told him this afternoon.
And you're on tape here too now. Both of you. Are the burgers good upstairs?
You don't get a burger. You get a half a club sandwich and a cup of soup.
Okay. I don't know if we paid for the lunch. Was that part of the registration fee?
It's part of
the registration.
Museum deal.
Okay.
They didn't ask you. They only ask you what you want to drink.
Excellent. I hope he said beer, or is it too early? Enough last night.
No alcohol included.
Okay. This is the 57 grill here. Boy, is the food good? Ray, is the food good here?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Wow. And what kind of beer do they have with our sandwiches? That's extra.
They got a grill.
Okay.
They got a bar.
Excellent. Have a big little break here from the museum here. We're going to have a bite to eat. We're all here together here and having a great afternoon. Let's have a toast to it, eh?
Yep.
Hey. Hey. All right.
Doesn't get any
Bert
better than
and
that.
Brian and Reverend Ply.
Yeah. 60 Plymouth.
Lynn, it's really nice seeing you here. Lynn Zimmer from Lindsay, Texas, and you just come out of the 300, the Dick Clark Grill and 57 Heaven Museum. Is that the first time you've been at that museum?
Absolutely.
What do you think of that, those cars?
Awesome. Just very impressed. They had to run me out.
And you can say that if you haven't been there, please come here, because it's not going to happen. It's going away here in October.
It's one of the finest museums I've ever been to. It's that good.
Well,
because I'm lost in the 50s.
They
I know,
charged an extra
so
for
am I. You're lost in the 50s, right, Lynn? Right, Lynn?
Yeah, lost in the 50s.
There's a Legends concert going on here right now, and I'm going to miss that just because I want to spend some time with some of my 300 friends here I haven't seen for a while, like you, Lynn, and at the theater entrance.
Don't we have a ticket? Don't we have a show here?
No, that's only if you paid extra. I don't know if you paid extra on it, but you had different things you could pay for to go to, like lunch and banquets and all that stuff. A lot of people are scattered about and all that, but this is area 57 here. And this is where the Chrysler 300s are going to park, but people are out shopping and enjoying the day in their 300. But there are a few more in the lot here. Here's a 61 Chrysler 300G, a white one. Looks like it's from Illinois. You got an interesting personalized license plate. Triple Aught. The H on before and the 300F, and here's a new one here in the lot, a 63 Pace Setter convertible. This would pace the Indy show, Indy 500 in 1963. And then Reverend Ply here, of course. You see the 62 here?
Yes, sir.
You've ridden in this one lots.
Marky's old car.
Exactly, and then John Perrell and I owned it for a while too.
Yeah.
Here's Spanky Cox's 300H here. I heard you rumble in here with this 300D, and my video camera was off. And I just asked him if he wouldn't mind firing up so I can hear that big Hemi rumble. The 58 Chrysler 300D. Wow, is that the stock cam they have in there, or is it? She sure rumbles. Sounds great. Thank you. All the way from Kansas, huh? Yeah. Thank you. 58 Chrysler 300D. The club president, George Reel, here, and he made some comment. There is nothing like a rumble of a 392.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it.
What a great day here. The weather's nice, no rain. Just the weather's perfect temperature. And I was kind of hoping it would rain and I wouldn't have to wash my 68. Wash the bugs off of there. But yeah, I guess I don't. There's Mike Burke's yellow, sunburst yellow 300F. Looks nice. Spent a little time with George Reel, Tech Forum. Boy, I learned a lot of little tips and things that he's learned through the years. Here's Mike Burke's sunburst yellow F. And Jim Golden and his grandson Josh, their 300D. With a wild eye, it'll do it. Here's another 58 Chrysler 300D two-door hardtop. This is in Tahitian coral, much like Goggin Red. Look at this 58 Hemi personalized plate. 58s have a little smaller taillights than the 57s. The 300C and 300D front end is identical. The only way you can tell the difference, the 57 300C has a kind of like a cow catcher of the windshield, with the D has the straight bubble windshield. Hubcaps are different on the 57s and 8s. Beautiful car, 58 Chrysler 300D. Well, there's cars rolling in one at a time from different parts of the country here. I see one more 300J over there. Lynn Zimmer's 300J. No, this is the J. This is Lynn Zimmer's 57 Plymouth here that you've seen on tape before in Texas. Hello there, Lynn. Boy, that Fury, you have the Fury V800 in there, or the Super Fury V800?
Fury V800. Experimental. It was made late at night on the assembly line. They had a little mix-up. Happened to get a Chrysler engine. Just one of those things.
That happens.
Happens all the time, you know.
Lynn Zimmer here from Lindsay, Texas here, and this 57 Belvedere convertible. Boy, it certainly looks nice. You know something, I haven't seen it 100% done.
I just wanted it to mingle with some of these 300s, just so it can maybe pick up some good points, some points of refinement.
That happens.
It's not going to leave it long because it shouldn't be here exactly. But
can we see your Super Fury V800? Actually, for those of you watching the tape, the Fury V800, that was a 318 with 2 4s. Standard in the Plymouth Fury, was also optional in all model Plymouths, but then Lynn did one better.
I don't know where that came from, but it's just amazing, you know. Just one of those, you know, done late at night on the assembly line, I think, you know, is one of those kind of things.
That can happen.
It's just one of those things that happens sometimes.
300C engine in a 57 Plymouth. Yeah, it's so quick. He has put dual radiator clamps on it, or otherwise it'll blow the hoses right off of it, right, Lynn?
Yeah. Isn't that normal?
Yeah. And actually, you need that little piece that goes underneath there.
I know it. I got to find one. I noticed one on a car. I was going to maybe come back and get one at night.
Boy, she looks very nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Very, very nice. Yep. And so I understand you were drag racing and you blew some fan belts off,
Yeah,
huh?
I was actually just showing a friend how it shifts. So your Mike Meier transmission shifting, 50-52, 80-82,
Yep.
running her up, and we heard bing, 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 and then the tool work started.
So the tranny's working good, huh?
And my mechanic, about 3-hour round trip to do those belts. I'm not going to do that again right away.
Yeah, I have some parts in this car here. Looks, I helped Lynn with the transmission. I was honored to be down in Lindsay, Texas, over 3 or 4 years, and we took us a couple of years to put it together, looking for those little pieces, special pieces that were in this performance cast iron torque plate.
If I could get Mike to go to bed earlier and get up earlier, we'd have got it done in a year.
Or if we could have got Lynn to stay up later and go to bed later, we could have got it done in a year. You're exactly right, Lynn.
Our schedules are not compatible.
But God makes us all different. That's just as good. Because if we were all the same, we'd be be all driving just a old Chevrolet, right?
Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. Not everybody can have Mopars.
You are right. There aren't enough of them around for everybody.
300. Some people have to settle for a Plymouth. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, that happens.
Don't bother me.
You know what? Reverend Ply right now is getting his name tag. He went back up to the room so he can see who he is after a few beers. And we're thinking about driving up a couple blocks and going to Bob Schmidt's restoration shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just talked to Bob. So you want to ride?
I'm just going to follow you. Don't mind. Is Bob going to be there?
Yep, Bob's going to be there.
I'll just drop.
Lynn's 57 Plymouth Belvedere. And here's a 1963 Chrysler 300J. In 63, they never made a letter car in a convertible, only hardtops, and they made only 400 of these hardtops. This has the 390 horse 413 with the short rams on it. I think for some reason that this one's owned by George Reel, the president of the club. I really do. Beautiful car here. Yeah, red claret interior is the only interior available on these cars. There's a tachometer there on the console, like the other letter cars, and push-button torque flight. In 64, there was still a push-button transmission, but they had a little lever on the console, so it was console operated for the 300K for 64. Beautiful black. 63 Chrysler 300J. Here we are. Well, here's the Branson Auto Museum. There's a 63 Dodge 880, and here's a 48 Plymouth convertible coming up. How do you like that, Sheriff Roy? And a big 70 Electra there with a 455 and a 55 Buick. I wonder if Dinah is flowing on that. I don't see anything on the ground.
And we got a VW bug stretch here.
That's pretty neat. 49 should vroom, 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 right? Remember that with the vacuum wipers?
See if the tailpipe is squished?
Yeah, they got vacuum wipers on there. When you're going up the mountain, you can't see.
Harold and I were talking about that last night on the road.
Those vacuum wipers?
My 55 Ford still does that.
Really? Oh, you have 55 Ford? Mm-hmm. Nice little 272 in it?
Yes.
It's an auto museum, and she's a way down under place.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Mike.
Here's Bob Schmidt's place right here. This is Bob Schmidt, the curator of the museum, and also this is his own restoration shop here. How you doing there, Bob?
Not too bad, not too bad.
And you remember
Having a cold sarsaparilla here.
fantastic.
I love sarsaparilla.
Well, we got some for you boys if you can handle it.
Do you remember
Good to see you.
You too.
back in the days when we watched TV as kids? Didn't Mr. District Attorney, that movie, was it Carlson on there, Brian Carlson or something? Had that. He had a 56 Plymouth just like this.
1,000 miles.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, is that incredible or what?
Gosh. And we
The
have,
original interior on that car?
It was repainted once many years ago from here down, but
about 60 years ago, I suppose.
I gotta show you how disgusting this thing mechanically is. Now, this is a cold engine.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
Mark? Uno. This is Daryl Powers here. He works right across the street from where Mark's dealership is. This is Mark Vandermoor here, and he's from Carlton, Minnesota. Daryl Powers has a barber shop just right across the street.
I gotta apologize for their dirty shop, though.
Hey, don't worry, it was dirty shop.
Pigsty, I
Good.
know.
Hey, just let's see. You got a G Willikers. Look at that Jeep. And you got 283 on the left here.
Going to be a 348, 3 deuce.
Okay, you're pulling it out of this Brookwood wagon here. Chevy Brookwood wagon. Is where the restoration's done. And Bob, are there any trade secrets we should reveal on camera?